You're listening to The Scrimmage with Daniel Hargrove and Justin Domashevitz.
Thank you for watching. I'm Justin Domashevitz. This is my lovely wife, Angel Domashevitz.
You can say my name.
Angel. This is my lovely wife.
I want you to introduce me.
Our chemistry is not great. Okay, so on my podcast with Daniel Hargrove and Andrew Gross, it's called The Scrimmage, and we've been doing something to help combat our March sadness. It is the best sitcom bracket. So we don't have... Yeah, March Sadness.
I get it.
It replaces March Madness.
No, I like this better.
Yeah, so we don't have the NCAA tournament, but we do have a bracket challenge with a whole bunch of shows that we love and we watch, and we're putting them up against each other to see which one is best. I'm just going to dive right into it. What we want to do is give you all the updates of where we are right now. It is Thursday evening, and voting will run until around noon on Sunday. So you got to get in, vote for your favorite show, make sure it doesn't lose. This is just an update, and then you'll still have a chance to affect the final outcome.
I was following your hand.
Thank you.
Yep.
First region, first matchup is the number 1 seed, The Office, going up against number 8 seed, King of Queens. At the moment...
Chocolate chip.
At the moment, The Office is leading
555 logs. Sorry, I'm doing all the quotes.
Yeah, that's fine.
For both of the shows.
555 logs is a King of Queens quote, just so you know. A British dog got a jolly good one. That's another King of Queens quote.
I'm the quoter.
Sorry, I'm just helping. So The Office is in the lead with 87% right now. I don't think there was too much of a surprise.
It's bananas. Yeah.
Yeah, there's not too much of a surprise there. We do love The Office. We also love King of Queens.
Yes.
But as I said on the podcast this past week, I do love it, but I recognize it's really not a great show. It's just something that I enjoyed.
I think it's pretty good, but it's not as great as The Office. Yeah.
The next matchup will be the 4 seed Community going up against 5th seed How I Met Your Mother. This one actually surprised me a little bit.
I voted for Community.
Yeah, this one surprised me a little bit because I like Community so much better than How I Met Your Mother.
Okay.
But right now it's 80.4% for How I Met Your Mother.
I don't think Community's gonna make it.
I don't think so either. Apparently, I misestimated severely the popularity of How I Met Your Mother.
And Community.
Yeah.
Simultaneously.
Right. Well, we
double mistakes on your part.
We have watched a decent amount of How I Met Your Mother, but we've watched Community.
Yeah.
I think we watched it all the way through.
Yeah.
And
lost it at the end.
It's like when Donald Glover is gone, it's not as good anymore. But it was pretty strong through at least 3 pretty solid seasons. The next one we have another one of our favorites, the 3rd seeded 30 Rock going up against 6th seeded Scrubs.
Yeah.
This one's been close. Scrubs in the lead
I don't like
at
that.
54% right now, but this one is this is really close, 54 to 46%. I just don't really care for Scrubs that much. It was a really long-lasting, popular
30
show.
30 Rock is better.
30 Rock is awesome. So if you're listening or watching this, get onto the Twitter machine and vote for 30 Rock now, okay? All of these polls are available at our Twitter page, which is at The Scrimmage, or you can go to twitter.com can't talk today. /class. /The Scrimmage.
Cut class and go to 30 Rock.
Class, okay.
Well, they don't even have class right now, so we're fine.
The final matchup in that region is number 2 seeded Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
Going up against 7 seeded Jeffersons.
All right.
No real surprise there. 84.9% in favor of Parks and Rec. I feel like most of us thought that Parks and Rec...
It says you might have connectivity problems.
Parks and Rec quote. Most of us felt like Parks and Rec was probably the strongest 2nd seed. I really liked that show.
Me too.
There's a lot of good characters in that one. And moving on
Cuban!
Yeah. Mark Cuban is not in Parks and Recreation.
Parks and Rec quote.
Yeah. Moving on to the next region, top-seeded Friends. This is a polarizing show.
Oh.
I've recently learned that although many people love Friends, many people also really hate Friends and think it's stupid how popular it was.
I love all my friends.
Yeah, no, the show Friends. Yeah. So Friends right now in the lead over Everybody Loves Raymond at 67.3%. So I've been encouraging everyone I can think of on Facebook to go on and vote against Friends because I think it would be really funny if it got eliminated early.
I literally have not encouraged anybody.
Have you ever seen Friends?
I watched a few episodes once.
Would you prefer to watch Friends or Everybody Loves Raymond?
Everybody Loves Raymond.
Yeah, me too. It's not close.
Not for me.
And the next matchup is Arrested Development versus Will and Grace. Now, these are shows those are shows that we both like.
Yeah.
I definitely like Arrested Development better.
Yeah.
And it is currently in the lead at 63.3%.
Interesting.
So no upset there. So
Even
far,
though you literally love no one in that show.
yeah.
Who's a good character?
In Arrested Development, they hook you by making you think that Michael is a good guy.
Right.
And then you find out that he's actually just as
Terrible.
bad as all the rest of them.
Yeah.
So far, if you exclude the 4 or 5 ones, the only real upset on the board, potential upset, is Scrubs looking at knocking out 30 Rock.
I don't like
Which
that.
would be disappointing.
It would be.
The next one we'll have is Modern Family, which is a 3 seed, going
That's
up
a good
against
one.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. And right now, Modern Family
Yay.
has the lead at 66%. And we talked. Have you ever watched Always Sunny?
I tried to watch an episode once.
It's one of
I didn't get it.
one of the few shows on this bracket that I've never watched. I do really like Modern Family. I think it's a good show. So no surprise to me there.
Yes.
And then the last matchup in this one would be Big Bang Theory, which is a 2 seed going up against 7 seeded Eastbound and Down. Right now, Big Bang Theory up at
Yeah, it is.
79.2%.
Saw that one coming.
Not a real surprise. Eastbound and Down, you have to be very sophisticated to appreciate Danny McBride's humor.
You keep using that word. Do not think it means what you think it means.
Sophisticated.
Yeah, no, that's not the word you're looking for.
Okay, well.
All right, moving on.
Moving on to the next region.
I'll allow it.
And the top seed in this one is Seinfeld, which is a show about nothing.
A show about nothing?
Yeah.
Isn't that what he does?
Probably.
I don't like that show.
I like Seinfeld.
You're crying.
Now you're just quoting 30 Rock.
Well, that's the better one.
That was a quote of 30 Rock's lead character, Liz Lemon.
You're offended. I'm crying.
Doing a
That's the
Jerry
one.
Seinfeld impersonation, kind of.
I don't know.
So Seinfeld is going up against Malcolm in the Middle there, and Seinfeld is leading at 70.2%. So no
can
real
see
surprise
that.
on that one.
Yeah.
The next matchup in this bracket. The next matchup in this bracket is a little surprising to me how big the disparity is. We've got 4th seeded Brooklyn Nine-Nine, which is one of our currently running favorite shows, going up against Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, which is one of the favorite shows from our childhood.
Yeah, it is.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air leading.
What do you say to an Oreo?
I say, what's up, Carlton?
Fresh Prince.
Fresh Prince of Bel-Air leading at 69.6%. So I figured this is a 4-5 matchup. I thought it would be close. I didn't see Fresh Prince of Bel-Air coming out this strong.
I like that. It's good. Oh. Sad.
You can't keep giving clues about the
They don't even know what you're going to say.
The next one we have is Frasier.
Could have seen a puppy or
Frasier
something
going
for all
up.
you know.
There's no puppies on my screen, I
No.
guarantee you that much.
They don't know that.
Frasier
Aw.
going up against the
There was a
IT
puppy.
crowd.
He was really there.
Frasier is a 3 seed. The IT crowd is a 6 seed.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to assume, based on the fact that Frasier's leading at 83.7%, the people who voted on this have not watched the IT crowd. Because
It's
that,
true.
it's a British show. It's
British.
a great show. If you haven't watched IT crowd, go on to Netflix immediately. Watch all of it. There's really not that many episodes. They did
You
3
get through it
full
fast.
seasons and then 1 kind of partial season to wrap it
I
up.
can't
Is that right?
quote some of it, though,
Yeah.
that I want to.
Do it. Just do it.
I can't.
Just do it.
I can't.
Okay.
You should watch it, though.
Bloppers. So Frasier leading IT crowd at 83.7%, but I'm encouraging everyone to get off your butts, or you could do it from your butt. I don't care. Vote for the IT crowd
Yes,
from
watch
your
from
butt.
your butt, please.
No, vote for the IT crowd from your butt.
That's not what he said.
Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
Do it from your butt. is what
And
he
the
said.
final matchup in
said
this
it.
one is 2-seeded Cheers going up against 7-seeded Curb Your Enthusiasm. Curb, I felt, that's another one I haven't watched. I've actually never really felt that interested in watching it. It didn't seem like something I would enjoy. I have watched and I really like Cheers. I put Curb in this bracket in the first place because I felt pressured to, because on all the lists when I was doing research, it
Given.
tends to rank kind of high. So
Not
I just
like
put
you
it
could
on
just
there.
give in.
Well, I was trying to please the masses.
You don't care. You don't want to please
really
the
don't.
masses.
I really don't. So Cheers leading that one against Curb, 84.8% for Cheers. Now we get into the final region, and this is like the old show region. Pretty much every show in this one was on Nick at Night when I was a kid, if that gives you any idea of how old these are.
Yeah.
And we went with the number 1 seed as I Love Lucy. Now I know
Yeah.
I Love Lucy holds a special place in your heart, so go ahead, ramble about I Love Lucy for a minute.
I don't have words to say.
How do you feel
Did you
about
want me to talk about it?
How do you feel about Lucille Ball?
Ooh.
Did you
I
take your
love
Vitamita
Lucy.
Vegemin today?
This stuff. Oh yeah. I
Right
liked
now.
that show. I stayed up late secretively in my room to watch that
I
show.
hope your parents aren't watching.
They found out because my sister told on me.
What?
She watched it too. I'm sure they knew anyway because parents are pretty smart.
Well, top seeded
'Cause
I
I'm a
Love
parent
Lucy.
and I'm smart.
Yes,
done.
we are. Top seeded I Love Lucy is in quite a battle here against the Wonder Years. And
Yeah.
this, of everything in this bracket, I
Wonder
think
Years is good too.
this might be the one that I saw coming the least. But 56.3% for I Love Lucy. It's not even so much that I like that show because I don't
a good
really
show.
I don't really care for it, but it is a critically renowned show that gets a lot of credit for changing a lot of things
Women.
and shaping the way things were
Yeah.
on television. It was a groundbreaking show, and Lucille Ball was
Yeah.
a groundbreaking actress and celebrity.
That's right. She did all the things a woman does. She's funny. She got pregnant.
She smoked 6 packs a day,
Oh, that wasn't part of it.
but I think she did though.
You don't know her life. She did smoke.
The next one, I'm not judging her for smoking.
It's a little judgy. That's a warning on shows now. Contains smoking.
Contains smoking. We've
watch out.
been watching a show on Netflix called
The sin.
The Sinner, and how it always shows the rating of the show, and then it tells you what's wrong in it.
Yeah.
And in what it says, like language, intense scenes, smoking, as one of the things that it's really interesting how smoking has become so taboo in our society when it was so well
taboo.
accepted when we were children. But that's not what this show is about.
Smoking's bad for you.
The next one is 4th seeded Gilligan's
Oh.
Island going up against Golden Girls. This is a 4 and a 5 seed.
Wow. That's
Gilligan's
close.
Island, this is a really close one. Gilligan's
shocking.
Island at 51.9% with
Yeah.
the lead. What do you think about these two shows?
I like Gilligan's Island. It's funny, but they're not the same type of show.
They're also not even close to same eras either.
No.
Golden Girls is way more modern.
Yeah. Golden Girls is about older women
Yeah.
and the things they face in hilarious ways.
I have always felt that Gilligan's Island was just really easy to watch.
Well,
You
we can
just
all
sit
relate
down,
to Gilligan's Island.
laugh when people fall over, all kinds of crazy stuff like that. It's just
Oh,
really
sure.
good slapstick. But Golden Girls was funny, but it also sometimes got a little too like political and serious for me.
And yeah.
You have a Golden Girls quote?
Nope.
Miami, you're sweeter
Cuter
than...
than-
Oh, cuter
An
than...
inner uterine.
Yeah, I blew it. That was my fault.
No,
Sorry.
that was a good one.
Then we have 3rd-seeded MASH
Okay.
going up against 6th-seeded Get Smart. And in our show, I picked this as a potential upset
No.
because I really, really, really like Get Smart. And I get MASH was like the longest running show on television for a
It
really
didn't
long
have a
time.
chance.
It's just not that good a show. It's not.
MASH?
Yeah, I don't.
I didn't watch it, but I knew that a lot of people did.
Yeah.
So when I was listening to your show, I was like, "You're wrong." I said that in my car.
Yeah, well,
Trust it.
as
Wrong.
Daniel pointed out in the show, it was the longest running show on television for a reason. So,
Yeah.
And then the next one, which is the final one here in this region, we have 2-seeded All in the Family against 7-seeded Happy Days.
Yeah.
I think this may have been one of the more predictable upsets in the
Yeah.
bracket. 7-seeded Happy Days leading at 76.6%. And again, All in the Family is not a pleasant watch. Have you seen that show? It was on
No.
Nick at Night when we were kids.
I never liked
The lead
that one.
character is Archie Bunker, and he's just a terrible, terrible man who treats his wife very poorly. He's very racist, and that is a show where they were trying to bring to light things in society that were bad and wrong. And it didn't run very long, but
Yeah.
it also was a show that got a lot of critical acclaim because it was groundbreaking for its time. So that's your update for where we are, and you have had my opinion and Daniel's opinion on the bracket, but you haven't had Angel's opinion yet.
Oh.
So, Angel, what is your favorite show on this bracket? Who do you think should win? Let's say...
If I looked at all of them...
We know you love I Love Lucy.
Yeah.
But you also love The Office.
Well, The Office is going to win.
And they could meet in the championship.
I think The Office will win.
Who do you think should win?
I think as much as Lucy was a part of my upbringing and, you know, hilariousness that I bring to things, I think The Office... It's more relevant to now times.
What about something else? Now, on the show we talked about Parks and Rec.
Else.
We talked about Parks and Rec being...
I'm going to guess it's what it's going to be.
Yeah. What's that quote from?
Water boy.
We had talked about Parks and Rec possibly being a 2 seed, that it might have a chance to upset The Office and could win the whole thing.
Nah.
It's a great show.
It is a really good show.
The characters on that show are incredibly likable.
That's true. That's true.
And it has Chris Pratt.
Mm-hmm.
And it has Amy Poehler, who I think is maybe
hilarious.
the greatest female comedy actor I've ever seen.
Yeah, she's pretty hilarious.
Which one seed is going to be the first to go down? Office, Friends, Seinfeld, or I Love Lucy?
Seinfeld.
You think, okay, now here's a hot take.
Yeah, tell me your hot take.
After seeing how badly The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is beating Brooklyn Nine-Nine, we're looking at a collision course between Seinfeld and The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Fresh Prince is going to win.
In the second round.
Yeah.
Could we see a Will Smith over Jerry Seinfeld upset?
Yeah, it's Will Smith.
Yeah, so then that would put...
Yeah.
If that happened, then that would put Fresh Prince of Bel-Air into the final 8.
Ooh, yeah.
Which would be a pretty big deal. Now...
Yeah. It'll be going up against Frasier or Cheers.
Yeah, Frasier or Cheers, which is tough because those are great shows.
I watched Frasier.
They really
a
are,
lot.
and it's also interesting because Frasier
Yeah.
is a spin-off of Cheers. But if we look at the lower seeds, the ones that are potentially upsets right now, Happy Days looks like it's going to beat All in the Family. Cheers and no, not that one. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air looking like it's going to beat Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and Scrubs looking like it's going to beat 30 Rock.
Yeah.
Let's say the 4-5 matchup of How I Met Your Mother Community is not really an upset; it's a 4-5.
Yeah.
But if you're going to pick either Scrubs or Happy Days to make it further in the tournament, because Scrubs would be looking at a second round matchup against Parks and Rec.
Right.
Happy Days would be looking at a second round matchup against MASH. Which one of those do you think is more likely?
That's a tough one because I really like Happy Days. But
Happy Days got a little lucky with the first round matchup here.
Yeah, but it also depends on who's out there voting. Because if it's anyone who's younger than we are, they might not have watched Happy Days. So it might not be such a big thing to them.
Yeah, but then it's going up against MASH, though, so they probably
right,
wouldn't know.
but if their parents watched a lot of MASH, like mine did, they might go, oh, well, I haven't really seen either, but my parents like this show, and they might choose it.
Okay.
But Happy Days had the Fonz, so, and, you know, Joni loves Chachi.
Joni loves Chachi.
And sit on it, Potsy, so... All the great things.
With that said, I think that's your update here for nearing the end of round 1. I would encourage everyone who's watching this to go to Twitter at The Scrimmage, vote on all these polls. You still have a chance to affect it. Also, you can catch our podcast, The Scrimmage, on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, or on our website at www.thescrimmage.net.
I think we should put Apple Podcast and Spotify together. Apple Pie.
Apple pie. Okay.
That's all I got.
But that would be Applify.
No, I just... Apple pie? Apple pie.
Apple pie.
I'm gonna make a pie.
Am I going to get some apple pie now?
Maybe.
Is that what's happening? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for watching. Check us out at The Scrimmage.
So how are we doing this
I'm going to wait for it to stop moving. Did you listen to the podcast?
I did. Yeah. Oh, and I was going to say something about it, and I forgot.
What?
I don't remember.
I'm just going to run through where we are on all the different...
Still moving.
can talk about the shows as we go and whether or not we thought that's the way it was going to be. Yeah, we'll talk about Lucy.
Do you know?
You ready?
Yeah.
Dunder Mifflin Action News. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
I did the intro music.
I didn't know that's what we were doing.
Well,
Okay, do it again.
no, I'm not going to do it anymore.
Do different intro music.
No.
I'm leaving all this in.
Horror bracket.
I'm leaving all this in.
All right.
Okay. Thank you
Hello! You're welcome.